So, yeah, remember when I said the next video was just going to be us taking a break? Just kidding. You see this here bolt? Also, do you see my hand? Rogue, I literally just woke up. Can you give me a few minutes? Can you wait a few minutes, please? Can we just wait a few minutes? And let me, like, I don't know, step out of the bed first. Please? You can give me a few minutes? Please? Rogue, I love you. Can you wait just a few minutes? I love you. Yes, I do. Can you wait a few minutes, please? I just woke up. What if I bribe you with meaty treats? Meaty treats? Meaty treats? Want some meaty treats? Get up on the couch. Come on. There's Star. Come here, baby. Get you some meaty. Yes, we'll get you some meaty treats. Good morning. Yeah. You can only have one or two, baby. I don't want it to upset your stomach. Come here. Here you go, little Star. A few times from 30 to 50, and it did that, and I was like, that's not good. So I immediately pulled over, checked the oil. I mean, there was still plenty of oil in it, but it, you know, I went ahead and put just a little bit more in there. Called Keith and let him know what was going on, because I got underneath the bus, and I mean, I'll show you here. I'll put up the photos that I took. It's wet under there with oil. So I called Keith. I sent him the photos. Just went a few miles down the road to a Love's. It's really tiny Love's. But there's like 6 parking spots, and luckily enough, there was room for me when I got here to get a spot so that I can work on this. He gave me an idea of where it should be, right? My phone ended up dying before we found the, like, for sure thing. And I went and grabbed a charger and stuff. But anyway, when I had taken one of the pictures for him to send to him on Messenger, I saw a freaking bolt. As soon as I snapped the picture, because I had to use a flash because it was dark already. There's a freaking, and I'll put the photo here. There's a freaking bolt just hanging out. So I was like, oh, so I messaged him immediately. Was like, hey, did you see that freaking bolt? I just wanted to send it to you first, and then I got it out, right? I don't know how that bolt didn't fall completely out of the engine. It's got to be around somewhere where this bolt was wedged, right? So I kept looking through there, and I had to change positions because it's a tight little area to try to get in. There's like this diamond-shaped plate or whatever. It's right near that. There was a bolt on one side on the top, one on the bottom, and then on the other side there was one on the bottom, but there wasn't one on the top. And I was like, oh, that's got to be it. Up at the very top of this piece, this little diamond-shaped piece right here, it goes all the way to the top of that, which my fingers, to their full length, can just barely touch that hole. So I'm trying to, like, also keep the bolt with my other finger turned enough where it can get into that hole, and the problem is it keeps slipping because I can't see what angle. I'm having to just feel for it. It just got too cold. It got down to like 35 or something, and I started, my fingers and stuff were getting really cold, so I was like, I've got to freaking go in. And I hadn't really eaten much that day, so I was like, I've got to go in. I got to eat some food. Today is supposed to be a high of around 60. I just took the girls on that walk. I'm going to thaw out for a bit and get the feeling. My ears are hurting right now. I'm going to go into this Love's. Now, it's not a big one. And see what kind of tools they have. What I'm hoping to find is like one of those magnetic sticks that you can extend. I don't know what they're called, but they look like an antenna, but they're magnet at the end. And I'm hoping to find one of those to like help me keep it up in there while I'm trying to maneuver it back into that hole. Now, screwing it in is going to be a whole other thing, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. Step one is get it back in the hole, right? They didn't have the extending magnetic piece that I wanted, which is unfortunate. But I went ahead and got some water for the girls because I don't want to run my water right now with the temperatures getting down. It's 30s. The girls are going crazy. But we're going to try to figure this out, get it in there, and then attempt to screw it in today. Cross your fingers with me because I do not have enough money for the mechanic. I think I'm down to like $150 right now. I was trying to make it to New Mexico and get, hopefully, be able to do some tattoos, but didn't quite make it there. So, yeah, wish me luck. Alright, and then I'm going to try to fit it up in there. Gonna have to put the camera down and then show you when and if I get it in there. It's slipping out of there. It's so windy. You couldn't hear me when I was trying to talk up front, but I even tried putting electric tape on the back of this. I've been working on it. I worked on it probably an hour or two last night, and then probably like 3 or 4 hours today. This end's the only end narrow enough to get it up in there, and I can get it in the hole, but it's at an angle. And then once it's at an angle, I can't straighten it up to try to get it where it could even try to thread. And this end's way too wide, so I don't know. I still need to eat something. I haven't even eaten today because I was hoping that I could just get underneath there after some sleep and stuff and have it screwed in by now. It's obviously not the case, and I guess I'm going to take a little break, and then all I can do is keep trying, you know? Still didn't get the bolt in. And I tried to stay positive as much as I can about everything. But about 45 minutes ago or so, it just really hit me. And I'm trying not to like tear up and cry, but I can feel that it's coming. Honestly don't know anything right now. Maybe I'll try again tomorrow. I don't know. I just know I need to take a break right now because I am starting to have a rough time. So I know I need a break. I also need a shower, but you know, I don't want to run my water because it's been getting still like 25-30 degrees at night, so I just scrubbed as much as I could. It was oil off with but it's my cuticles and stuff are still like covered. I'll mess with that eventually, maybe. Different types of squash, zucchini, rice, tomatoes. I needed something of substance because I've just been eating like egg sandwiches and stuff recently, and after me getting a little stressed out earlier, I needed something good to eat. It helped seeing that sunset and just breathing and doing a little meditation on the roof. It helped a lot. And I'm probably just going to relax tomorrow. I think I need to give myself a breather. It's going to be a nice day. I might put up the hammock in the front and just try to eat a good lunch and relax tomorrow. I think it's well needed. Not the kind that I was hoping for, but you make the most of what you got and you take, you know, joy in the little things and the cards you're dealt. Change your perception of what's going on. Make the most of it. So I'm going to enjoy this and relax for the rest of the night, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I just looked out the window this morning, and I actually woke up early enough to see the sunrise. And so the sunrise comes out right behind the bus. This is out the back window. And then the sun sets right at the front of the bus to the left a little bit. Good morning, good morning. We slept the whole night through. Good morning to you. It looks as if I would have to, I would have to remove the power steering pump and perhaps some other things to get to it. I tried my best to be able to get that bolt in without removing anything else, but it looks like that's what I would have to do if that is where the leak is coming from. He recommended that I get some degreaser and clean that whole area up and then start the bus and run it for a while and then check and see to make sure that that's where the oil leak is coming from. I couldn't find the brake cleaner. This is the only thing that they had that was any type of degreaser. So this is what I'm going to attempt to use. And I'm just going to get underneath the bus now. We're going to clean everything off. And once I get that nice and clean, we'll start the bus up and check for a leak. That's the game plan now. All of this off, but I'm going to do the best I can. This has to sit for a few minutes. It's easier to spray it from up here, less likely to accidentally inhale any of this. You want to be careful. You don't want to get this in your face, eyes, on your hands. I've got gloves on, as you can see. There he is. Alright. I'll get underneath and make sure I got all of that. Alrighty, so I sprayed that on. That has to sit for a few minutes, so I'm just going to chill out, wait a few minutes, and then I'm going to wipe it all down, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, so far, so good. I don't see any kind of leaks or anything right now, and this is where we're at on the dash. Oh, let me move my curtain. So, we're still near 50. You know what I mean? Seems to be holding fairly stable right now, so I'm going to let it keep running for a bit. So, the bus has been running for well over an hour now. The pressure, for the most part, has been 50, which is what it always is supposed to be. And I'm not seeing, I went out and checked several times, I'm not seeing any obvious leakage from the oil. So I don't know. I don't know. Just that, I don't know. I mean, did somebody just drop a bolt in my engine and there just happened to be a bolt that's been rocking in there? I'm confused. I'm gonna let it run for another, I don't know, 30-40 minutes or so, I guess, and then I'll look again. But I don't know, maybe it's safe to drive, maybe it was some kind of fluke. I I just don't know. I'll update you here in a bit. Well, everyone, I've kept going out there and checked, and you know, on the side where the bolt was found and everything, that's where I was putting most of my focus. That just seemed to make sense. Well, after running it for over an hour and a half and not seeing anything leaking over there, I decided to start looking around elsewhere because, you know, who knows? That bolt could have bounced around, right? I didn't find a place yet where the bolt was supposed to go, but I'm gonna show you where I followed. I found a little bit of wet, what looked to be oil, right? And so I followed that drip, figured out where that came from, followed it, found the source of a leak. I'll show you. Let's go under the bus. So check out over here, if we can see it. There's some trucks. There's some Volkswagen Bugs that are tilted up, like, I know everybody's seen the Cadillacs, but over there, there's some spray painted Volkswagens that are in the ground, just like the Cadillacs are. Hello. It's getting dark, which means I'm done for today. But since I found where that slight leak is, tomorrow when I get up, I'm gonna go ahead and go and tighten all of those up as much as I can, clean it up as much as I can, and then we'll probably restart the bus, let it run for a while, and then just double check to make sure that those leaks have stopped, and give it another look through to check for leaks. So I got Audrey's in my bag. So I just picked up a couple things. I got some, because I'm running out of groceries since I've been stranded here, so I got some munchies just to snack on. And then I got this drink, which looked pretty cool, so I'm going to try this. Strawberry banana is a combo that I am always all about, so I'm getting ready to try this, and let's see what it tastes like, see if it's good. All right, let's try this out. Oh, yeah. Pressure. Ooh. Ooh, look at that. It's cold. Oh. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. I approve. Good night. So the game plan today is to get underneath the bus and try to make sure all the bolts around that oil pan are tightened, and pretty much any other bolts that look like it might have been wet around it. So that's what we're doing. So it's gonna be hard for you to tell probably because I did that on time lapse, but a few of those bolts over on the oil pan were actually like not, I wouldn't say loose per se, but I could still turn them a bit. So they weren't super tight. I went ahead and checked all the ones that I could get to all the way around, but I wanted to focus mainly on that side that did have wet oil, and I did tighten all those up. So right now, we're gonna let the bus run for a bit. It's gonna have to run for like an hour or so because we wanna make sure the engine actually warms up really well and everything. And then I'm gonna get back under there and see if it looks like there's any fresh oil still coming out. If not, or if it's very, very little, depending on where it is and what I might need to do, if all goes well, we'll be heading out tomorrow. So I'll update you here in about an hour or so, and we'll figure out our game plan. So I ran the bus for a little over an hour. There's still like the tiniest of drips around that oil pan, so but it's not bad. And so I think what I'm going to do is the other side still, I haven't noticed anything, right? It still looks good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up the bus and everything tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to hit the road and start heading towards New Mexico. Thanks so much for everyone watching. To all my new subscribers, I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks to my patrons. Audrey is just so distracting when I'm trying to do these things. And I'm going to see you Wednesday for our live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you. Take care. And I'll see you Wednesday. Mwah.